One of you guys were mentioning that in class. You don't want to put something on someone's window and they'd be like, it really doesn't work. And then they're going to steer people away from tinting their windows if they really don't need it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Born to Tint Podcast with the Miller Brothers. I'm Ricky. I'm glad to be here with my big brother, Josh.
What's going on, everybody? Today we had Frank with Revision Installation. He got to be one of the first attendees of our academy, talking about what happened with the academy and a little bit about his background and wanting to get into the industry. Check it out.
So, how's it been since the class?
It's been going. I haven't really been out trying to do tint just because I've been caught up in working other things, but definitely gonna try to get out there and, or even get in here with you guys. And
oh yeah, no, I'll definitely be getting that set up because I got Amber's boy who's been he's just learned to do prepping. He's been bugging me, so I told him we're gonna have our time and then bring Raul in too. But have you been? I know that you walked out with some film. Mm-hmm. Have you practiced at all?
I haven't had the chance yet. I was just telling. I'm gonna practice on someone's window. I just told him I had some film, and
I don't want to hear anything. I'm putting it on for you. Yeah. Hey, the reps is what matter, especially if you can find someone who's like, hey, I can get you heat rejection right now, but I'm in the learning stage, and then install it, and at least you get your reps in.
So we were just going over right now, you were just giving me some knowledge on the dual reflective and.
Yeah.
What has more reflective on one side versus the other, and then the looks of it.
Yeah, so he was telling me the window he wanted to put the silver that he got on was like an office window looking into a warehouse, so they wanted one-way mirror. So I was explaining, probably wouldn't want to use the silver, probably use a DR. So.
Yeah, silver only if they're going to keep the warehouse bright in the room that they're trying to look out from completely pitch black. That's the only way. Because even right now,
there's lights on both sides. So I was just trying to.
Yeah, DR would be a better way to go. And even then, you need to dim the lights on the office side a little.
If you look at that window right there, we are having a harder time seeing out. The lights in here are way brighter than that one row of lights in that room. So we have lights on in both rooms, but because it's so bright in here, we're kind of getting that natural reflect where we're not going to be able to see out, but you can see in a lot easier from the other side. A dual reflective is going to be even more enhanced than that, to where you don't have to worry about the lighting as much. You still have to worry about it. I would recommend to them, make sure that whatever room they're trying to look out of, if they can dim it a little bit. And if there's a light they can put on the other side, almost directly at that window, that's going to help even more. Because, we do get that call quite often where people are like, I want that one way. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't exist. We can come up with different combinations of film, but it's always going to depend on the light. We can't duplicate what a one-way window can do. And a majority of the time, the reason why they're asking for that is because they probably got a quote for a one-way window, and it's astronomical. That glass is very expensive.
Even that's light dependent.
But it still will work better than traditional film.
I think like a 5% DR is going to be pretty close.
Isn't that what we put on the Clark County the holding cells?
Yeah.
At the courthouse?
Yeah, to keep it off the inside of the cell, we did DX5.
No, we had to keep it on the outside.
Oh, no, they wanted to see in.
They want to see in. We Slate 10 or True View 5.
No, I think that was one of the options we showed. I forget. No. Yeah, I think they wanted to see options on the inside and the outside.
We actually had to do both, and we put graffiti film on the inside because we didn't. The only way to accomplish it was the double layering of films.
Yeah, that was a minute ago. I forgot all about it.
Yeah. So it can be done, but it's really set and setting, and then also making sure the customer knows the what expectation you're putting out there, and letting them know this is what you can expect. Don't expect anything more than this. If you get something more than this, it was just everything lined up perfectly.
Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of the Henderson jail that we did.
Are you talking about the one on North Vegas?
Yeah. That we did the inside. They wanted the inmates not to be able to see out, but they could see in.
Yeah. Figures.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Trying to stop communication. Yeah, that was. Yeah, going into those ones is always fun. Thankfully, I think every time when I went to go measure it, there were still people down there. And
when I went back to go put the specs on, it was empty because it was under construction.
yeah. And in the majority of the time, I think even for the installs, they set it on times where there was no one in there because it's just the holding cells of people going up to court. So there are periods where it is empty to where that's when we went in and did the install. But it's like when you first go in there, you're making sure obviously you don't have anything on you. When going to install, it's like, well, we have nothing but blades on us. So
Right.
yeah, that was a fun job that I was happy I got to give the estimate to. And then I said, hey guys, go do it. Have fun.
Yeah, we've done so many of them for them now, though. It seems it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
They're really good about getting us through there when they can. So
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
yeah, they do a lot of weird stuff like that. Sometimes I forget about them. Honestly, I kind of forgot about that one.
Yeah, those kind of accounts where it's property management or anything like that. I mean, I have one right now. I need to call the customer. We quoted it out like a year and a half ago, or we quoted it a year before we installed it. We installed it, I think, about a month ago. And from the inside, the one window we tinted is darker than the other 3 windows. So, and then it was from a previous
Glass has been replaced.
Yeah, it was from a previous salesperson. So like I had to call her, ask her like, hey, like kind of figure out what was actually discussed because we didn't have the notes and the implementations and stuff. We weren't as set in it as we are now. So, and also I didn't have any call recording yet. So if now I can easily just go back to a phone call and listen to it and be like, okay, this is what we said. This is what the explanation was. It's like, oh, you didn't even tell them about this. Like my hands are tied. I just got to take care of it. So it was, it's going off her word, which I'm not going to argue with my customer. And also it's only like a $400 job. So I'm not going to sit there and try to call my past sales guy and be like, do you remember this conversation from a year ago? And it's like, it's pointless. It wasn't written anywhere, but when you're trying to match glass like that, you can only achieve one thing. It's either you're going to get the outside to match or you're trying to get the inside to match. You got to pick one, especially when you're trying to match tinted glass. So I drove by, I called the lady, told her, like, explained to her the situation. And from her claim, she's like, none of that was told to me. And I kind of remember the job too, because I remember getting the picture of like, hey, what would you recommend film wise here? I recommended slate 10 because it's a highly reflective outside window and it has more of a goldish look to it, which slate 10 does. So I drove by the place, took a picture, and it's like from the outside, it's the closest match you're going to get. Like it's not exact. You'll never get exact. But it's close enough to where when you drive by the building, it's not sticking out like a, sore thumb or, it's not that bad. But from the inside, the other 3 windows look incredibly too light compared to that window. So now it's like I got to call her and let her know, like, all right, so from the outside, if you're okay with how this looks, because it's probably the closest you'll ever get for it to match, the only way to make those windows match now is we got to go back and tint the other 3 windows with just a lighter shade. It won't change the outer appearance at all, but it'll darken the windows to where we can get closer to what the actual VLT is on the window that we tinted. So because it's an empty building, they're waiting or no one's leased it out yet. And their worry is like, we're fine with it. But at the same time, if we lease this out, tenant comes in and they look at that, we don't know if the tenant's gonna be like, yeah, what's this nonsense about? Like, why is this one window off? Like, this is supposed to be someone's office. Like, so problems like that usually tend to come with revolving accounts, property management, to where it's like they got a window replaced. It's new glass against the old glass that isn't made anymore. So it's like you got to try to match it.
So is that the reason that it looks off? It's because of the glass?
Yeah.
Not the film?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
In older homes even too, but especially in commercial buildings, windows get replaced all the time if they're an older building. And the likelihood that it was the exact same glass is just not there. So we've come across that quite a few times where you tint something and like, well, why is this one window different? And then they end up finding out that window's been replaced. It's like, it's a different type of glass.
So just stuff you have to inform the customer.
Yeah, even using the meters really helped too. I had one recently that was front doors out of business and it was security film. No, actually it was just slate 10 that we had put on. They just wanted it for solar control. And one of them got broken. They replaced the window, have us come out to redo the window, and everything in the system shows exactly what we put on. There's no way to mess it up. And they're telling me that they look totally different especially when you look out of their glasses. It was a ophthalmologist. So I went. checked it out, and like to the naked eye, you couldn't see a difference, but it looked like crazy wavy. One of the windows did, the one that we just done, and they looked different looking through glasses. I think it might have been polarized, but I took the glass meter and tested the outside of the glass, and it showed me that one window was a laminate, that the laminate was on the outside pane, and the other door was a laminated door that had laminate on the inside pane. So literally and they were different size glass, different size laminate, everything about using the Glass Check Elite, being able to show that to them and be like, look, this is a different window than this window. I know for a fact we put the same exact film on. It was like, oh, damn. So I think the only way to get that to like not have that effect would be to make sure the two windows match, because that's what they were seeing. They were seeing a difference in the laminate.
Definitely. See, that's education and it's knowledge.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Without that meter, though, we might have, been in a position where we got to try to remove it and replace it and prove that it is the same, or tint both of them, and like
trying to prove.
Yeah, so that saved us a ton of time.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely.
I don't know. That just came to mind as far as a scenario where glass got replaced, and using the meter was huge.
Yeah.
So
you were at our class the other week. I know you'd already approached me to begin with, and then you do commercial graphics, correct?
Yes.
So what's your company name? Give us a little background on that.
A company name, so I'm an install company, but do design and print, but install, it's revision installations. So I'm in the wrap industry, and flat glass is just something that I get asked on from time to time. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some jobs that I did, but I'm not like happy because I don't know the education. Like we were just talking now, like it's the glass, there's laminate on the inside, things like that, just to selling points or just to educate a customer. So I know there's a lot more to flat glass in like commercial and residential versus just going up and slapping a piece of film on that and just because it looks good doesn't mean like you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I wanted that, and I want to be able to have that knowledge to sell. Like if I'm selling a film for a wrap, whether it's on a vehicle or whether it's just on a wall, like you want something higher tack probably on this because of the surface, and you probably want like a certain brand on it, or what's your budget like? Then okay, we can probably go with this brand. I just want that same information when it comes to tint, on top of knowing how to install it, So and I feel they kind of go hand in hand with, commercial.
Oh, no, absolutely. Completely. That's where we kind of lucked into graphics, and then realizing like getting our own large format printer. And then like for me, scaling away from just doing color change wraps, I didn't want to do it anymore. It just, to me, it brought too much headache. I know it can be done. I see plenty of shops that do it and they crush it, but that's their sole focus. And like I'm even starting to see some videos now of some crazy tools like vacuum sealing panels with vinyl, to where like you heat up the vinyl on like a square it's already been stretched across it, so it's open in the middle. Dude, heating it up and then dropping it down
like
on a vacuum
caps.
Well, this was just even like little caps. I forget what kind of car it was, but it was just like little accent pieces that like traditionally, if you're trying to take it off and wrap it by hand, it could be a nightmare to get the wrap around the corners nicely. Right. And he just heated up the vinyl, dropped it on it, vacuum sealed, and just sucked the vinyl all the way around. He post-heated it as he trimmed everything down to make sure everything locked in position. Like I saw that, I was like, wow. That like, all right, I was like, so like that's the level. If you're going to get into the color change wraps, that's the level that I'd want to be at, because to charge the prices I'd want to charge for it to make sense, like those are the intricate details you got to go after. So beyond commercial and commercial graphics, you do car wraps too?
Some, not to say that I'm super badass like that, but I mean, yeah, you can do a vehicle wrap, but I feel the same way. I just choose not to. Commercial sides, to me, is a side to be on.
Yeah.
And better money, quicker, and I feel it's funner just because I'm not at one place. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. So I enjoy like being everywhere. Yeah, no, that's the main reason why I ripped the wraps away. And then we still do wraps, but we only do commercial wraps, because doing a fleet of vehicles, I'd rather be
wrapping a fleet if I can. And then that can also go into like, oh, we just did a new showroom. Can you guys wrap the walls?
So that happens, yes. Can you do my storefront? Mm-hmm. Oh, can you do my tint? And I get that pretty often,
So that was the main thing that sparked it, was just you're getting asked it over and over again. And then just you're like, all right, I want to go down this rabbit hole. I need to figure this out. Cause
it's that's pretty much what sparked it. And just, and I was on the hunt trying to find, and nobody offers flat glass. And I don't know if they don't think much of it, or they just think it's, you can learn it in one day or something. I don't know, but there's more to it than that. And just being with you guys, I learned that just in a short amount of time. And I'm sure there's a whole lot more to learn.
Oh yeah, learning never stops. I mean, I constantly will learn something that's just like, all right, well, I've been doing this for 20 plus years and I had no clue. Like,
there's always something.
There's always something. As soon as you think you know it all, that's when you're going to stall
And even
out.
then the technology as far as like with rap, the technology in the film changes.
Oh yeah.
So just like assume it's like that with any industry.
Yeah, no, there's definitely two schools of people, I would say. You nailed it. It's the person who thinks that it's flat, especially if it's an auto tinter. It's flat. I just slap film on there. Yes, but no, because if you put the wrong film on, especially with the technology side growing, like you could get away with that probably early 2000s, 90s. Absolutely. Glass wasn't that far advanced. There wasn't coatings. Maybe there was, I don't know.
A little bit, but yeah, mostly clear glass was going in.
Yeah. And then as I started developing coatings and everything, now it's at a point where it's like, if you want to scale your flat glass business, you have to know all these things.
Like changes things, right?
Changes it. And then also it allows you to have a leg up on your technical competition or anyone else who's bidding the job. Because if we walk into a job and we throw the meter on and it's surface 3 and their biggest problem is heat, and everyone else goes in there and is like, yeah, we're just going to put a dark dual reflective on the inside of your window. It's like, nah, it's going to make it worse. That's going to heat up those windows. It might be safe for the window, not going to break your window, but it's going to throw a bunch of radiating heat inside the building. So it's not going to really do what you want it to do. You have to go exterior. And then going through that process with the customer and showing them that. And if we're the only people that do that, like they're kind of, not going to say they're forced, but they have definitely educated to a point where it's like, yes, they cost more, but it seems like they're actually going to solve our problem. Because if we go this other route and if what they say is true, they could just literally Google it. And I mean, ask ChatGPT. I'm pretty certain ChatGPT is going to throw that out.
No, I've thrown those questions at it and just to verify it. And it's,
yeah. So it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, if they want to do even more background on us and check that, then they're going to see like, well, okay, these guys actually know what they're talking about, in the sense like they're actually going to try to solve my problem instead of just kind of selling me a film that theoretically should do the job, but on the wrong window, it's not going to do the job at all.
Right. And I think one of you guys were mentioning that in class, you don't want to put something on someone's window and they'd be like, it really doesn't work. And then they're going to steer people away from tinting their windows if they really don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
I want them to be like, it works.
That's one of
it worked.
That's one of my biggest points of pride of doing flat glass as an installer. Was I loved putting film on a window that was getting direct sunlight, where you instantly feel the area you're standing in front of just cool off. Because like every time you do that, like this is working. We're not selling snake oil. And I would have the customers come over and if I could find a sliding glass door that was in direct sunlight, I'd tint one side of it and then have them come stand in front of that window and then the window next to it. And every single time they're like, oh my God, I can't believe how good this works. Like every single time. Mm-hmm. That made me feel good, Exactly. And then it makes me confident in selling the product too, Definitely. Because I know it's working. I had a customer yesterday that I ran into on a proposal consultation I was giving that we'd already done work for on his home. And he came over to me and was like, dude, check this out. He shows me his phone. He's like, I want to send this to you. I'm like, yeah, please do. It was a screenshot of his NV Energy like powered thing. And last July, his power bill was almost $500. And the forecast for this July, based off of what it's been costing him and how much he's saving after we tinted his house, it's going to be like $280 something. Which like that blew my mind. I know that it works, but it's like it wasn't a giant house. It's a nice house, nice new house too. So it even had nice glass to begin with. So it's like already a newer, energy efficient home, and to see that the film made that big of a difference, like
That's amazing.
it blew my mind. Like, man, that's a lot of energy savings. And with the cost of energy keeps going up, those savings are just going to get better. Like, so that confidence of knowing how well it works makes me like feel so much better about it. And I know I'm going to have people bragging about it. But if I go put a film on a window and then there's no change, like they're going to be even more livid because they just spent however much money, probably a couple $1,000s if they're doing like a whole home or like a whole west side or whatever it might be. And then they don't feel any change. If anything, it feels worse. They're not referring friends and family. And if anything, they're probably going to be mad.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyone brings up that conversation of tint, they'll be the first one to speak out and say, yeah, I don't do it. It did nothing for me. I got my whole side of my house tinted and I had zero improvement.
It'll give you
Yeah.
dark privacy. But
Yep.
It doesn't do what everything on this box says. And
and negative
lack of
feedback's more
knowledge, right?
powerful.
Yep. Absolutely.
That negative feedback's more powerful in the market. Like people going around bashing something, people pay attention more to somebody praising it. That's the real crappy thing. So it's like, let's avoid that. That's why, like, I think the reason why you can't find anybody teaching flat glass right now is for the longest time, it's been this fear in the industry that you train somebody up, they're going to leave and become your competition, and this scarcity mindset, instead of realizing 90% of the homes and 95% of homes, and probably higher percentage than that, homes and buildings out there that could use tint for one scenario or another, they don't even know it's an option. They don't even think about it. So like, let's focus on that. Let's get everybody in the industry better, putting out better information, educating more people, and the demand will outstrip how quickly we can train people.
I like that. That's
Like-
great thinking right there.
Like you can't train the people fast enough. There's billions of square feet of untinted glass in this country.
Oh,
There's
bigger.
glass every now that I've taken the class, and even with my girlfriend, I'm driving around like, look at there's glass everywhere. They're building. Look at the homes, casinos, construction. Like it's everywhere,
No,
and it's not going to stop.
no, definitely not. And I think that's one, obviously, the big reasons why SolarGuard had a huge push to support us in building this out is the manufacturers realize it. They know it. They hear it from their dealers constantly. Is the same thing that gets said over and over again. If I had another installer, if I had this, and then for the manufacturers, I mean, obviously they'd like their dealers to have more installers, but they would like to have more dealers to sell to. If they're selling to more dealers, they're moving more product. So if you're able to convert someone from, say, an auto installer or someone from the ground up who just wants to get into the industry because they see the potential in the industry, like that's another customer for them. So SolarGuard had a heavy presence in backing of us standing this up and doing this. And then even at the point where
Because it's that busy, huh?
they constantly run into that. I mean, every big dealer that I know always tells me the same thing. They're either headhunting for installers or they just didn't have enough installers. They could have done more projects and they could have scaled up other parts of their business. Like we're in that same spot right now too. We've turned down our marketing because we're getting too many leads, and we want to find that nice sweet spot of like, make sure we're getting enough to where we can obviously get enough for our salespeople and then have enough for our installers. But if we're over investing in the marketing, we're getting too many leads, we're letting way too much slip through. But we need installers. And then as soon as the installers things get solved, then it gets to the point where it's like, all right, if we want to keep turning this thing up, all right, we need more salespeople, more installers. And you have to scale them out almost at the same time and try to find that nice, even spot. And then for me, it was, I want a certain amount of people in both sides of my business. And then beyond that, start looking for subcontractors. Because there are plenty of guys out there that just like, I don't want to deal with any of the other nonsense. Just tell me where to show up, what I'm installing, and then you come to an agreement of what the pay structure is and what you're going to pay that person. Write me a check at the end of the job, dude. I'm good to go.
And see that, and that's good news for me because that's what I do a lot of.
Yeah, believe me, I'm starting to now that I've peeked my head into that world, realizing kind of how extensive it is, and I also see it on social media constantly. I'm starting to see a lot more companies pop up, even in our industry, that are they are putting forward facing, like we are an installation company, we are the subcontractors. If you have a big project, let us know.
When the wrap, it's big, it's already huge like that.
Yeah. And actually, you're definitely not. I've come across a couple of people that they're purely installation. And it's like, let me know. I've never had anything of scale for rap wise or if went after anything. But now I know that having the connection with you, I can start pressing harder on either just wall wraps. I mean, residential, commercial, whatever it be.
Whatever. Storefronts, anything. Yeah. Even if you need me, just go put up a banner.
That's like the one really cool thing to me on doing the academy is that subcontractor front is really exciting to me because what we're doing here, we're trying to build up a big local business with the, brick and mortar. We have the car side of the house and we're trying to grow the architectural side of the house. But that isn't that doesn't need to be your roadmap, right? Like, especially people out there that are younger, maybe don't have kids yet and have the flexibility to move around and don't mind going from project to project, like going all over the place. Like it's cool. You got so many options. You can,
for sure.
You can, if you get good and you can go turn up on jobs and get them done for people and be reliable, you've got dealers all over the country that are looking for people, and you could spend a month here, a week there, maybe stay in one place and do your own thing and be really educated on it, charge way higher price than what people are currently like massively undervaluing their skills. I keep coming across bids where people are just like lowballing stuff so bad. And I feel bad for them because like, you don't need to do that. Like there's a person that'll pay for it and that's all they're going to pay for. And you serve a market and everything, but you could spend half the amount of time doing half the amount of work if you just price it right. And then if you had the ability to go do a week here or a week there, subcontracting, you can make a really good living, like a really good living where your time is your time and you get to make your own schedule. You don't need to build a giant business.
It's the same thing. Like I'm on the 3M list for the wraps. So it's the same thing. Clients call me that from, like I did a Raider draft party for a client they're out on the East Coast. So they pulled me off the list, called me and gave them my bid and I went in and did the job and it's cool. And they have other work that are other places and I'm willing to do it. And right now I'm just trying to build the crew, I have a few guys, but I'm trying to build something like really solid, but, and then now this is the new door and I'm excited about it. Tint, it's been on my mind for quite a while. I was just on the hunt out there. And I know it's going to broaden my horizons for sure.
And how did you stumble across us? Was it just social media or?
No. So like I said, no, I followed you guys on social media already.
Okay.
I watch. I don't really comment. I just usually a guy that watches. But
I'm the same person. Don't worry. Yeah. I've been trying to get more engaged because I know it's how that works. Is you have to engage. Stuff gets more. But I'm the same thing. Like if I comment on something, usually now it's just I want to at least reply to people and like.
Most I'll do is a thumbs up.
Yeah, like a post, but like going to comment on someone else's post, I hardly do. If anything, I might share it on my story if it's something that I feel like I just. In the moment, I want to, this is how I'm thinking right now. I'll share it, but beyond that, I'm the same type of person.
Yeah, but no, so like I said, it was on my mind. It's been on my mind. I keep saying that. There was another course I was going to take because they were the only ones I found, but then they let it go, which was out in San Diego. And I already had put my deposit down and everything, and I was set to go. Took the time off of work, set it all up. And the day before, I text them, and you guys mind if I say who it was? Or
I don't care.
It's called Right Look. So they do peer classes. They do PPF, tint, wrap. And when I first got into the wraps, I took their course. Mm-hmm. So I get their emails and stuff, and they had commercial tint. So I'm like, oh, there it is, finally. So I don't know if it worked out for them or not. I'm kind of assuming it didn't. The turnout wasn't good, so they just pulled the class. So I just still been on the look, and truthfully, like my daughter's babysitter is right around the corner here. So I was driving by and I seen Born to Tint Academy. That caught my eye. I was like, I hit the brakes. I was like, let me go in there and just see what's up. Let me see what this is about. And I was like, please let it be commercial or residential. And boom, man. Then you came out and we had our conversation. I was like,
that's funny, man. Like, like conventional marketing still and just working. A sign that people can see from the road is still powerful. That's like a total Gary V and moment.
That's what grabbed me.
Because people think that Gary V's like all about just social media marketing, and he always will say, no, whatever you can get the best bang for your buck. And like putting that sign up there for us cost us how much? How much material?
Probably $500, maybe.
Okay.
I think with the plastic, the plastic's the most expensive part.
Yeah. So, but how many people drive down Sunset every single day and see that?
You're just bringing the light right now. Michelle's biggest argument with me is getting our front can sign
Oh,
redone.
I think that should be up immediately. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a project for you.
and the van, the Raider van needs an update.
Yeah, no,
That thing looks ragged.
it looks just like the team does right now. I think it works perfectly.
Oh man, that's jacked up. Hey, we live in Vegas,
And majority of
that
Vegas
old
would
beat-up
agree
van-
right now is that the Raiders need to get their shit straight.
and they might be worried
and get a
about
game plan. They're getting there with the right
how
coach.
detailed we are in our business, seeing that thing out front.
All right, so
It's got a flat tire, and the wrap is
like I
melted.
said,
Is
it
the tire
matches.
flat?
Yeah, like I said, it matches the team perfectly. All right. So I guess maybe because Pete Carroll came in and they actually are going to redo some things, maybe yes, now it's time to do it.
All right, we need to give the Pete Carroll upgrade.
Oh my God, him with just chewing on a big old piece of gum.
All right, we're gonna do the Pete Carroll upgrade. We'll use this audio to make the clip.
Oh God, now I have to actually action that, or we could just
design
push it off a
ready.
cliff. So we do that too.
I mean, anywhere outside of the front of the shop right now, it's an extra parking spot too. Parking
good.
spot's full every day.
Yeah, we should move those to the side of the building just for time being.
Anyway, sorry.
All right, yeah. A little
But yeah,
tangent.
definitely the sign just got me.
That's funny. I think you're obviously the first, and we should like keep a list of the people that actually I drove by and saw your sign. It's gonna be like take a picture, memorialize it on the wall. Yeah. Signs still work.
They do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
They
cool.
do, man.
I like
It grabs the eye.
I like that. That's awesome. Were you following us before you saw the sign?
I was, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's the two combined. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
no, I was definitely following. I started following you guys last year sometime.
I'm assuming you were just inundated with all the stuff that I'm putting out because of
Yeah.
the industry.
Then I seen you showing the fusion tools, and I don't know much about the tint tools and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me pay attention. Those are if he's using them, then that's probably what I should be using or be purchasing or something. So I was just
Yeah, they've got a
In my
ton.
own
They
mind,
got everything you need. There's a lot of good spots to get them too. Like you can get them directly from them, or a lot of the other websites that sell tools have them. But I think they pretty much have everything you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you wanted to, if anything, he doesn't sell blades.
Oh, right.
That'd be the only thing is you need to get an OFA and a scraper. Bigger squeegee to squeegee the window because there's no reason to reinvent that in my eyes. So
44 tools is still I
heard about that. 44 tools.
They'll pretty much have everything, including all the fusion stuff. So.
Yeah, they have everything. 44 tools, filmhandler.com. That's Solar Guards.
Film handler.
Yeah, which they have everything you would need to tint.
Do they own They actually own film.
They
handler.
own the film handler. They own the patent for that.
Oh, that's pretty dope. I didn't know that.
Neither did I until I think Nick told me,
That's funny.
or maybe Kevin told me. I'm not sure.
That's
but
cool.
yeah,
that was a smart purchase.
That's why they have the website, thefilmhandler.com.
Yeah.
That's where if you're a Solar Guard dealer, that's where you buy all your tools. You can. I think they just opened up a shop page on Solar Guard. I think it was last year. I think you can also purchase tools through there if you have a dealer login and everything. But the film handlers for if you're not a dealer or nothing, they're just selling their tools. Which I actually do have a code that I need to give to you and the other people that were in the class to get a discount on the film handler.
For sure, I'll definitely
on
look
the
into
website.
it, get some.
Very
points.
sure. I don't want to overspeak. It might definitely 10%. It might be 20. I don't remember the text that well.
No, I'm a person I'm one of those guys that I love my tools, man.
Yep.
And I take care of them and I use them and I'm proud of them.
It took me a while.
It
took me a little bit to kind of get to that point, and now I understand the importance of it. But I think when I was younger, it's you get new tools, you're using them, you think you're taking care of them, but then you're not. And then I think it was probably one of the first time I actually bought my first drill set, and I bought a Milwaukee drill set, and I bought that when we were redoing the graphics bay, so it's probably been about 10 years. They all still work amazingly because at that point I was I spent a good amount of money, and it's all right, I'm gonna take care of this stuff. And then I also relayed that to the tint tools too, the OFA, how you put your stuff away and organize it, take care of those tools. That's what makes your living.
Yeah,
like
sure.
the better shape that they're in, if you're using the same constant tools over and over again, you get used to it. Like how you take care of your tools, and then that bleeds into your work too, because how you present yourself and how you're taking care of everything else bleeds into the detailed work that you do as an installer. So
yeah, or even keeping your squeegees up to date. Like if a blade starts leaving trailers or something, you got to replace it, or all the tricks people have now to add a new edge to it. But like that, you need to do immediately.
Yeah, in which I mean, I definitely am for like if you can shave an edge and like reuse it for a little bit longer. But having the conversation we did with Nick and getting more in depth with like that silicone was produced on a certain, or the whatever compound he's using to make his blades was produced on a certain date. You have to imagine that as that date gets further and further away from there, it is degrading. It is getting harder. There is things happening to that blade. So just shaving it over and over again and trying to use it for an entire
I didn't
year.
even think of that. It's a good thought.
Yeah, and it's like
it's true though. Yeah,
yeah.
Everything has a date.
Exactly.
And he even made a really good point about like, okay, what does this squeegee cost? Like with the handle, like $30. All right, how much money is that gonna make you?
You want to be cheap and just keep sharpening.
Yeah, that one actually like really hit because it's like, man, I can install thousands of square feet with the same squeegee before I need to do anything with it.
And I know as well as anyone else, when I go from like an older squeegee, all of a sudden I put a new blade in, doesn't matter whose squeegee I'm using. I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I do this earlier? Because all of a sudden you're getting more water out. It's going smoother over the window. All of the above, everything improves. It makes the install that much better. And then you realize like, okay, I should have did this a little bit ago. Like I waited a little too long. Like obviously be frugal. Don't just keep buying new stuff over and over again, but know when you get to a certain point, it's time to replace that because it's going to make you more efficient and faster as an installer, to where if you replaced it, say a couple weeks earlier, maybe you could have got more work done because you wouldn't have had an issue here or there. Either you left a little too much water in the window or it's not sliding as easy. Like those little minuscule moments or seconds, that adds up. Add that up throughout an entire year and realize and think about like, I could have used that time differently. I mean, it's getting really into the weeds of it, but like I see the people that are like, hey, found this squeegee on Amazon, and like their lead with it is it's, half the price. It's like,
you get a lot of those out there.
And it's like, is it really worth half the price? Like, is it going to last as long? Yeah, it might. Well, a new squeegee, doesn't matter who's making it. A new squeegee right off the bat's amazing. But how's the longevity of it? Is it going to last that 5,000, 6,000 square feet that you're going to install, or however many cars you're going to install with it? Or is it going to crap out earlier and then you're buying another one? And then, or if you're just sitting there trying to shave that one down, like how much is that impacting your install? I didn't think of it really. I mean, I might have thought of it that way before Nick, but never really put it together. And then after he explained it, it's like, it makes complete sense because one of the squeegees I use a lot, like say safety film, the power blade, the one I showed you guys, like I think we have some sitting in the.
They've totally changed color.
Yeah, they get dark yellow and they get hard as a rock, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like I shouldn't really load up on these to where it's like, okay, I bought enough squeegees for the year. No, I want fresh squeegees every time I get them because those are constantly being moved. And like when I get the ones that are like dark yellow, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and send this back to you because I know this has been sitting on your shelf for a very long time. I'm not going to get the same performance out of this squeegee than I get the one that actually looks clear and white.
Right.
Because they turn hard yellow. Because I mean, I started using that blade in 2015 is when I started using that type of squeegee. And then I went from a beveled edge to like the block. And it's like I always would notice like the difference in colors, and then it kind of clicked like, oh, that just means this one's extremely old.
It's telling you something. Yeah.
That's why I think I like the extruder handle with the Unger with the blue blade. Is because it's really simple to swap that out, and you get a whole roll of that squeegee. So when those start to go bad, it's like really simple to just unclick it, pull that out, put a new piece in, and you're ready. I stopped
buying the rolls a while ago. I started buying the actual cut 6-inch piece from Fusion.
Oh, I still have a roll in my toolbox, which is probably old.
Probably old. But yeah, that was one thing Fusion does have. He has 6-inch blades already ready to drop into that thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can get it in his red line. You can get it in, I think, the blue.
Oh, you can tell I haven't been installing for about a year and a half. I didn't even know we got those.
Yeah. That happened probably 6 months ago.
That's sweet. Yeah, that's even better. Just have a couple of those in your toolbox because those will go bad faster.
Oh, they definitely do.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But yeah, no, tools are important. Yeah. those small details of things. But like you say, when it comes like the education, the knowledge of this industry, like it just takes time and repetition, and then being around, trying to find the right people to talk to, and just try to download what they know. I think that's the most growth that we've seen in the past couple of years is the events. We have had a heavy presence in events, going to even more than just WFCT, going to WFR, going to Tinter battles, and just expanding those conversations with the people around of what they're running into, what works for them. And then also just, for me, installation-wise, watching people install is where I get real curious, because I'll see someone do something. I'm like, why did you do that? Like we had a interview, working interview yesterday. Guy started tinting in 99. So I was very curious to see kind of how he installed. He was in the industry, then out of the industry, then in the industry. But he when we sat down and talked, he was like, I'm just really passionate about tinting. I really enjoy tinting, which I do understand, because I enjoy what I do. I take it as that's my craft. Like I try to perfect it as much as I possibly can. But like watching him install, I saw techniques and stuff that I haven't seen in probably 15, 20 years. Like when my dad was installing. And that's not a knock on him, because it's still an efficient way, because he still installed fine. It's just there isn't.
Clean two-stager?
No, he actually bottom loaded. Actually, I take that back. Okay. No, he self-peeled off the window. So he did those two windows right there. And which I haven't seen this in a very long time, and more in the flat where I saw some old school technique where he cleaned his windows and then he peeled off one window to the other window. So he put the tint on one side of the window that he wasn't tinting, peeled the plastic off, wet the film, and then transferred it over to the window he was tinting instead of drop rolling. So like I remember seeing my dad do that.
And I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing it online. So that was probably just
Well, I mean, it was like watching that. It's just like there are so many ways to do this, and it's like I watched him do it, and then I went over and looked at his windows. His windows were extremely clean. Like, I mean, they're
that was why we were always on flat glass jobs as kids, so that he wouldn't have to do that, and we'd be standing on a 4-foot ladder, and we'd hold the piece of film out, and he'd peel and spray it, and got strong shoulders from that. That sucks, especially as slow as he was. Oh. He'd like, here, hold this, and then he'd go to prep the window. Like, God damn it.
we're doing that in the next class just as a fun challenge.
So you can hold the piece of film?
We're going to cut like a 3-foot, or we're going to pull a 5-foot roll or a 5-foot piece or something. 4 foot. 4 foot's perfect. A 4x7. And we'll have everyone stand and hold a piece above their head and see who wins, and whoever wins will get something. I'll think of something to give away, just because
scare people away, man.
No.
See who can hold it up the longest.
Yeah. It's almost like the Stein.
I've won that twice at Hoffer House. Have you ever been to Hoffer House?
No.
And the first time I won, I was like, this is totally from holding film up when I was a kid.
It paid off. Yeah, it paid off.
It's a weird skill.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just so many different techniques to installing. I mean, even from in the elite level, the guys that are winning the competitions, like there are multiple guys that have won that like I watch them install, it baffles my mind. They use a side factory. I'm like, why are we doing that? Like you have a factory top that you can lay right across the top of the window. Like why would you lay a side? But I mean, they're obviously doing a good job. They've won the competition. Not changing what they do from day to day. And that's just what they're comfortable with, and that's what they're good at.
It just maybe something that was passed on, because, once you learn, you just stay in your ways.
Yep.
And maybe it's something they learned from when they started.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, most likely. And it's like I said, it's like they do it beautifully. So I'm just more curious of asking, it's like, why and how and who taught you, just because I want to hear the reasoning, just because there might be a snippet of information there. Be like,
sure, yeah.
Okay, I understand that. And then even there are plenty of times where you have to do a side factory.
Yeah. Well, even the scenario we were just talking about, I can think of scenarios recently where if I'm using like a crappy decorative film that doesn't reverse roll at all, I might do that same technique just because I have that tool in my tool belt. Like I might stick it to a nearby window, peel it. Like I know I've done that in the last couple of years. It's just another way to do it if you need to do it that way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because there are a lot of films that reverse rolling becomes a nightmare.
Yeah, select few.
And depending on the size of it, I would still, most of the time, if it's not big, I would still just use my teeth and peel it. And
most of that's the decorative films.
Yeah.
They all have either removable glue, which peels real hard, but almost all dual reflectives all drop.
Yeah, but everyone has their way, their niche of doing things.
Yeah.
And I learned that too, like even back to the wraps, like I work with different shops, and one guy may do it this way, and the other shop like, nah, that's not the way to do it. This is how you do it. Why did you do this? You know, you learn.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you just, I guess, figure out what's best for you.
Oh no, absolutely. It's like even
But
when
there's knowledge in it all, like you said. You know,
Oh,
there's probably something in it.
that's where people have to not get hung up.
Don't get bitter about
It's
it. Just
ego.
say, listen, maybe he's onto something, or maybe he is right. I don't know.
And that was one thing that I was trying to put out there, in which, I mean, I like after doing kind of like a small debrief of the first class, like that was one thing that like me and Jordan kind of talked about. It's like at the end of the day, we're achieving the same thing. This is how I do it. And like this is how I'm going to recommend, this is how I'm going to teach you to do it, but don't let that stop you from learning and growing and seeing how other people do it and why they do it their way. I am a combination of, I can't probably tell you how many different installers that I've taken little tips and tricks from. Obviously, first starting with my dad. My dad's the one who taught me how to install to begin with, and hammered home on quality, which that was the foundation that you have to have. Quality is king. Quality is what's going to keep getting you work. Quality is what's going to get customers to come back to you.
Your reputation, yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, it's like, all right, now I have quality. Now I need speed because I want to make more money. And in this industry, to get to the point of making the higher end pay, you have to have the quality. But then, yes, speed does come into effect if you want to get to a certain pay. Like you have to be able to accomplish what one person can do it in half the time. And if it looks exactly the same, like I get to schedule you a second house now. Now go tint that house. Now you've made double what the other person made. It's not a knock on the other person, but that's how you make more money in this industry as an installer. Is you have to be clean, efficient, and have a good speed to your install. So from there, like we had a guy in here that was a hand cutter. He was our first a longest tenure employee. He could hand cut and install a car in 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Depending on the car,
which is like ungodly fast for hand cutting. Like I might have been able to do it at one point in my career. I definitely can't do it now because I'm not practicing it. I could probably do a 30 to 45 minute install with patterns. But like his process of hand cutting and how he put patterns, and like I picked up the speed from partly from him because of how he did his doors, bottom loading, and also watching him work on a vehicle too. Like,
yeah, he was definitely the first person I ever saw bottom load.
Yeah, and it was like how also
no wasted movement.
Yeah, that's the big thing is from going from one part of the vehicle to the next. That's how I started getting my speed in auto. Was I install one door? If I was two staging or everything, I was bottom loading, squeegee out the top of the door. Instead of wasting my time heating my window to make sure it doesn't slide, I'm already onto my next door doing the exact same thing, getting that one set and ready to go. By the time I'm done with that, I can go back to my other door, roll it up, know my tint's not going to move, squeegee out my window. Do the same thing on the back door, rinse and repeat on the other side, to where I am now taking out the heating aspect, which I mean, my dad hammered home, like always heat the top of your window. I threw that away. I was like, no, I'm going to install that to a point to where I can let the top dry, and then I'll move on to my next window while that dries naturally, and then start my install on the next window. Shave time off my install. That's how I became faster. And then just all the different installers that came through our shop. Being born into the industry, I've seen multiple installers come and go. And every single one of them, I would say I've learned something from. Either learned what to do or learned what not to do. No matter what, learn something. And I have accumulated all that knowledge through all the different installers. And then you add on tint competitions. Now I'm in front of the guys that can make it. There are the elite installers in the industry. And now I get to see them do it. And now I'm even more curious. So like, all right, how'd you do that? How'd you do this? Why'd you do that? And then like picking up all that stuff and just now coming up with the way I install, which isn't the only way. There are so many different ways to get this job done. The end goal is always this one thing that everyone should agree that what it should look like. There should be a standard for how clean the window is, how it looks when you're leaving your customer, and all that. But how you get from point A to point B, I mean, for me, it's like I'm going to teach you how to tint, and then from there, I hope you keep learning, and then eventually I hope I see some difference in how you're installing. If you stick with the way I teach you, awesome. That means you found a good groove and it comes naturally to you. But if you see something else and you implement something else that just feels more natural, if you're still accomplishing the same goal, that's all that matters. That is the only thing that matters. So, but you can't be shut off like here in the shop. Like that's not the way you're supposed to do that. Well, I mean, that's technically your opinion. Is it accomplishing the same goal? Is it getting to that point differently than you are? Yes, but Is the work coming back? No. Does it hit the quality standards? Yes. Like, then why is there even a question? Just let me do my job. Let me get it done.
Right.
If something comes back and if something is, or it's just like, hey, instead of saying that, that's wrong. Hey, we've tried this before. This is the problems we've run into. This is why we don't like doing it this way. We do it this way instead because of these issues will arise. So sit there and try to educate or give your opinion of like, this is why we don't do that, because it might raise the risk of something coming back, and like actually point out the reasoning why, instead of just saying, no, that's just wrong. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. It's
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Being a little empathetic or something. Like,
yeah.
It's a different approach to explaining it, I guess, right? Or
yeah, no, it's
reasoning.
We run into that. We're into that constantly in this industry. Like one of the big hot topics is how you sell ceramic film on cars. Personally, I don't like when a company leads with it has 90-something% heat rejection, and they don't mention IR. Or if they say IR heat rejection, but then they don't go on to explain what that actually means, and they leave out the whole total solar heat rejection, the visible light coming in. Like actually educate your customer, and they just lead with 90-something% heat rejection. Like I see the ads constantly popping up on my phone,
and I think that's a little sad because there's a lot of people that are exactly that. And a lot of them, they don't care. They just want to sell and go.
Oh, absolutely.
Get the money or get the job and seal the deal. But you should want to educate and give the person an understanding.
Well, the big thing with that, the
people that don't care.
The short thinking on that is like they just want to sell the job now and not realize like, if you educate your customer, they're going to be more knowledgeable of it. If they're more knowledgeable of it, they can then talk to their friends about it. And then that just grows. The same thing like on the residential side. It just grows the pie when you're actually educating your customer to the full extent, instead of them being like, well, they told me to hold out 90% heat rejection. I still feel the heat coming through. This stuff is useless. Now you just create a customer who's going to talk badly about film. Like it's only for privacy. It's not going to hold out anything. That stuff's pointless. And, but like the one big problem I have is when people see those things, especially if it's on social media, like they'll lash out at the person pretty much just talking shit on them and letting them know, like, you're not doing it right. And instead of saying like, hey, let's have a conversation. This is why I don't think this is healthy for our industry, because I feel like it's misleading our customer. You're not fully educating the customer itself or the end consumer to where that could grow our industry. Instead of you're going for the quick sell, or you're making it seem like that we are snake oil salesmen, that we are showing you one thing and then not giving you the full picture and then just getting you out the door. Like that leaves a bad reputation on the industry itself. So it's a way of going about having that conversation. You can either be the person who's trying to be as loud as possible, drawing attention to yourself, saying these people are wrong. Or you can say, hey, in my perspective, this is why I think this is wrong. This is why I educate my customers in this manner. You're doing the same thing, but one, you're just being loud.
When you do it the way you just said, the person's going to listen and they're going to give you their sincere attention.
Yep.
And they receive that.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. That's my one gripe, but is what it is.
What?
He knows I think he knows what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah, you do. He who should not be named.
Oh, I don't know. I'm out of all that. What else? Like, I got a question for you. The class. What do you wish we would have hit more of? Like, as far as install, sales side, what, like, out of everything we did, what could we do to improve the class next time?
It's a good question. I mean, maybe from someone like myself who's just learning, I would probably say, but no, it was still a good amount, but maybe installation, because that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But say I'm already had been in the industry and I'm just, maybe there's something I'm just I want to learn, then I would say maybe the sales. I don't know, it's a tough one. But also too, for someone like myself too, the education of it. I really enjoy that stuff, like the knowledge and education that, but
that's where the online portion, which is coming soon, is going to be really cool, which you'll have access to. I think there's going to be like a chat forum. So if there is questions that pop up for knowledge and stuff, still be able to give that stuff on the fly. We'll probably even create video content of it to library
love that stuff,
on there.
man. Like, like you're saying that there's coatings on these windows.
Yeah.
There's 4 parts to the paint and
that's a lot to soak up in one day. Like,
but no, it I love that stuff,
Yeah.
And even beyond that, the soaking up that information, then trying to soak up the installation information. Now we've already technically we have launched the first 3 months of dates. We're doing August, September, and October. And with it, I also sent out a questionnaire, pretty much not weeding people out, but if it's someone who doesn't have any knowledge of the industry or hasn't had any practice, this won't be the class for them. It will be, and then I started thinking about it more of like an pure installation class, I think can be done in 2 days. That's all we do is install. I'm not going to mention anything about glass or any of that. It's going to be purely simply install, drop rolling, install from bay to bay. And that would be because not everyone that is going to want to learn the trade is like, I don't want to learn the sale. Like I just want to be an installer. I just want to go install. I don't want to do the business side. Like I just want to go find a place to where I can go be an installer.
Definitely, and that's very true.
And that'll be like a beginner class. Like it's like, do you want to learn the trade of installing tint? Like, and that's what I'm going to teach you.
I want to learn it all, but no, you're absolutely right. There's people that are they just want to learn it.
Yeah. So we're gonna add a second class, which I guess technically it will be just beginning installation. It's someone who hasn't touched tint, doesn't know tint, because the difference between someone who has done auto, messed with film, understands the concept of obviously getting a clean window for a clean installation and those concepts.
Yeah,
I can convert those in here very easily. And then like that person might be like, well, I have auto business. I want the residential business. Just installing isn't going to get me there. I need to know how to sell this stuff too, to where
you guys have it thought out. That's perfect. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So we figured out 2 classes, and then I don't even need, I still can use him for installation, but it's like I can even bring in my flat glass manager if he's available, or I can call the one of many business owners that I know that are installers too, that have already said like, you need me, like, cause we've already talked to a couple people like, hey, being a guest teacher, bring someone in that we know and trust, that like we've known them for a long time. We know how they install, to where same thing. Now you get to see 2 different people install 2 different ways to go to show you like it can be done any way you feel comfortable, but these are the common core concepts don't change when it comes to the prepping and the like finishing off the sides of the windows.
What's the end product look like?
Exactly. So,
but no, that's a good question. Cause for instance, like say someone like Julian, he's already got his business and he's a great installer. So that question, I'm assuming that he would probably say the sales. So
yep, it's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, I think
talking about it.
No, I think that is exactly what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much exactly what he said.
But for someone like me, my answer is probably going to be that. Yeah. But say down the way here, it probably would have changed to the sales.
Yeah. So I figured I want to offer a 2-day class that's just pure strict installation. I'm not gonna talk meters, film handle.
Well, I think the meters is a good things. Yeah, I think that's still good to keep.
But if it's someone who knows nothing about the industry, I only want to flood them with installation to begin with. And I will mention that there are what you install will differ, but this class will be purely just to get you to a skill level to where if you go find a shop that they already have someone selling and they're hopefully doing the right thing, selling the right products and the right windows, you can go ahead and step in and just go install. You don't have to worry about the sales side or any of that, because not everybody wants to, like, I can teach the person the skill of just tinting to where it's like, you're young, you want to go travel around and find places to subcontract to. Let me teach you this straight. And then technically you can go from city to city if you want. I almost would guarantee, especially if it's summertime, you're going to find someone who needs an installer. And if you're a competent installer, you have a job.
For sure. You know? So I didn't realize the tint industry was like that as well. Like just sending people out to different different cities, states.
Yeah, NGS, one of the biggest dealers in the country. I think they were the biggest last year, actually. They did 65 or 64 million.
Really? So the tint industry, like the wrap industry, like the 3M certification, go get 3M certified. Is there something like that for the tint industry?
Hopefully soon. That's kind of what that was another, like, it's another, like, just a side effect of what we're trying to create is hopefully we're able to.
So you get certified and.
Yeah, technically you'll be walking away with
you can say that, you're suitable to install and with insurance. Like, no, they're certified.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's, and then even growing it to the point where hopefully we can start connecting the dots with like going to the certain larger companies that we know that need subcontractors and let them know like, hey, if we have someone that comes through that we think is worth, like instantly you can put them to work instantly and then connect the dots, actually help try to place people. Like, hey, where technically you're trying to work. All right, well, there's a dealer in this section where they do subcontract work. We'll connect you guys. And then,
Pretty neat.
And then even like from the fact of getting to having that relationship with the dealers of them letting us know, like, are you looking for subcontractor or are you looking for an actual installer? Like, to where you want someone permanent, to where they're coming in already with the basic skills, and then all they have to do is come in, learn the SOPs of whatever that company's running, and then they get to grow from there to where they know they're not getting someone who's completely green, where they got to teach them from prepping up.
They're getting that insurance, because they came from this site or whatever it is.
Yeah. So that would be we'll have our own certification. You've passed the Born to Tint Academy, and then beyond that, I'm even working on partnering with Solar Guard to where when you leave here, you leave with Solar Guard accreditation, to where which pretty much just means that they believe in what we're teaching, how we're teaching it.
It's being done, taught correctly.
Correct. Yeah. So that is one of the other overarching goals, where it's like, I think we were trying to do too much at once when we first were trying to get the first class off. We were trying to get everything lined up to begin with. And then I just have come to the realization, like, all right, we can run the class. Let's just run the class and let's keep adding things as we go, because as we run the class, we'll probably get steered in a different direction, to where if we already did all that legwork on this thing over here and realized, oh, there's so much better way we could have done it now that we've done a class, which I definitely feel that was the right move, because there's plenty of things after doing the first class that, like, how we present the information and how we're structuring it is it'll be the same type of thing, but it'll be even more efficient, to where we use even more of the time and, being able to present the information out there in a more clear, concise way to try to get it across in a better way. So,
to me, it's kind of like especially now we're talking about it on here and putting content out. I like the idea of just doing like the build in public. Like, all right, let's just start doing it. See what feedback we get. Use that to make the next one better, and do the same thing we're doing with our business. Like, as we're doing it, how can we make it better? How can we make it better? How can we make it better? What's the actual market to serve here? What's the demand? Like, that just plays out as it's happening. And you're going to have to keep making changes. Like you said, like, trying to make it perfect before you even start, like, you're going to waste a bunch of time and energy on things that didn't even matter, that you're going to, we definitely learned a ton doing that first one. So, and what'll be really cool, the online portion, I think, is going to be the huge value add.
So the online, what is it online?
So most likely we're doing school.com.
It'll be modules. Like me and Jordan have already talked about it.
Clips of the classes.
Maybe even not even clips of the classes. It'll be, you can go watch your class in its entirety, kind of how we had the camera set up. But beyond that, without a class setting, I'm going to step in front of the window.
This is an explanation.
Just even shorter. Like, it's a clip will be literally named how I prep my area, something like that, to where it's like, I'll be literally explaining the same thing I explained, like why I lay out my pad the way I do and why I lay out my microfibers the way I do, to where it's consumable in like 60 to like 90 second, maybe 120 second clips, to where it's searchable to say like prep work. Like, and I literally go from setting up my pad and my microfibers. That's one video. Next video, prep work, when I'm prepping my window and where I'm wiping down, how I'm scraping, the pattern I'm scraping on. After that, squeegeeing, wiping my edges. After that, the drop, my window's prepped and ready. I'm going to go ahead and get my film ready to drop roll, and then do a video on drop rolling. And then after that, my film's drop rolled. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my window. And then the explanation of always start lower, work my way up, and how I place it and tack it. And that's one video. The next video, all right, now that my pattern's tacked, I'm going to go ahead and cut my edges. I cut out my corners. I cut out my sides. End of that video. Last video, all right, everything's cut and ready to go. This will be my final squeegee. Run through that. And make it as consumable and searchable as possible, to where if someone's getting hung up on something, they don't got to go through a 5 to 6 minute video figuring out like where they're
fast forward and there it is.
Exactly. So try to cut it up as much as possible, to where, yes, if you watch from the first module to the 15th module, you're going to see exactly how I set my pattern, or set my pads, prep my window, peel my window, cut my window, squeeze my window, finish off. I'm going to wipe my window down, pick my stuff up, and leave that room, go to the next room.
A whole one on cutting your patterns on the film, everything.
Yeah, film handler, all of that. Yeah, TintWiz, how we operate, how we use TintWiz. Everything you can think of that, like pretty much how we operate our business, will just be cut into modules to where it's like, we taught you this in class, but you can only retain so much information. We will still, I still want to put up like the main video, like how we had the camera running while we were explaining certain things and you guys were asking a question. Give you guys mics first off to where when you ask the question, it can be heard, to where each class will be put up in its entirety, like not like edited down, to where it's like, you know what your class looked like. And maybe there was a snippet that like, all right, I remember which portion, you go through it. If someone else wants to actually watch the whole class, have at it. You know, we might say something in there that we maybe didn't have in the last class that we didn't realize that we said, and then we didn't make a clip of. But make all the other videos of the actual installation, the sales process, how we measure windows, all that. Try to cut each one of those processes up into teeny little modules to where it can be searched, to where if you are being hung up on some little thing of like prep work, like my window's still not getting clean, like what's going on? Let me watch prep work again.
And the other huge value is that if you come across something that wasn't in class or wasn't in another class, you can just go into the forum, ask a question about it like people are doing in Facebook chats right now, and we'll like actively respond and possibly make a new video specifically for that thing that now the whole community has.
Yeah. Nice. So people that take the class like in person, will they be able to have access
to
it as well?
Yes, you guys are probably the first class, so you guys are probably up. You guys will get access. I'm kicking the idea there'll be a certain amount of, you can call them golden tickets, whatever you want to call them, that when you purchase it, you get one class, you get lifetime access to the videos, and then probably the other thing I was kicking around, 12 months of like a Zoom call once a month with the 10 other people that purchase it, and then obviously me and Josh leading the class, to where each month we'll do like a little webinar with with those 10 people, and then beyond that it'll be subscription based. There won't be any lifetime membership past that. So it's just how much you want to follow along, because we'll constantly be trying to add new content, new jobs, and all that, and then also building that community. So
that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something, but I don't know how that it'll probably like overwhelm, because I used to do AC work, and they have this app. It's called Blue On. Like, say you get caught up in something, like whether it's wiring or something, and or the diagram or something, like just schematic is faders, whatever it is, you can call and they will have like someone online, like a tech, and they can guide you through things.
There might be levels of subscription that get that high.
But I don't know.
That's totally possible.
That was just an idea.
No, that's definitely part of the game plan, because there'll be different levels of the subscription. It'd be like one entry level, you just want access to the content. Like you just want to watch the videos. That'll be one level. Next level, okay, say content, and you have access to the group chat to where you can try, spit out ideas against everyone else. And then there could be one even above that to where we would have this technical limited slots, or however many slots we wanted to make it, to where it's like, yes, if you have a technical question, you have a direct line to us, to where it's, if we can't figure it out, we have the connections behind us, to where most likely we'd be either calling Solar Guard, Miguel, or even other Panorama dealers that we know, that I know have run into certain issues. I mean, there's certain jobs when I go and bid a job, there are a couple of different dealers in my head that I'm going to call and have questions for. Like, all right, hey, this is what the project is. This is the scope and scale of it. Who do you recommend, or what do you recommend for either scaffolding or lifts or anything like that, where I'm bouncing ideas off other people. And I mean, that's how you build the knowledge of it, is you just have to obviously run into the problem and then know what people that have already solved that problem, call them and talk to them. So yeah, that would definitely be a level of subscription, to where it's like you have direct questioning, to where it's like you can message us and we're going to get back. Like it would be like an instant
it'd be a
access.
cool package. Just spitballing this, I just had the idea because of the Meta glasses. It'd be really cool to have a level that includes getting a pair of those, and you can like literally
you get some
FaceTime us from those, where we can see exactly what you're looking at.
Sell Meta glasses. It would be first requirement.
I'm not saying
go buy yourself with Meta glasses. Second one,
you have
subscribe.
A package that's big enough that it includes them. It's factored in. Like that would be dope.
Why?
That'd be cool.
Why?
To do the live, like, hey, FaceTime me directly, show me what you're seeing as you're seeing it, like augmented help. Like,
that'd be cool.
I'm agreeing with it. All I'm saying is, in that package, it's going to say the first requirement: buy yourself some glasses, because I don't want to upsell them. Why am I going to purchase it and then just pad it into the price? Like it makes no sense. Just go to Amazon, order these. After you've ordered them and you got them, then sign up and let's go. Like, I get what you're saying, but like,
yeah, or yeah, it's a good idea, I think, but
it'll get
on
there.
the way.
Oh, it's definitely on the way. Like the live streaming with the glasses, it's already on the way. I mean, I've ended up finding out they have live translation. I haven't tested it yet, but I want to.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I didn't realize I did. Otherwise, I would have definitely
that.
done. I would have done that with Elu while he was here, while he was making his video. I didn't realize until I opened up the app, and in the app it shows live translation. You got to turn it on. Like I haven't done it yet, but
oh well, shoot, there you go.
yeah. So where now it's like I'm gonna be walking around Disneyland, turning that on, just listening to everyone's conversation.
Tuning
like,
in.
He's saying, but
They're not augmented yet, though, right? It doesn't show nothing on the screen.
No, I don't.
Those are going to be sick.
I don't know when that will happen.
That's like the thing they're spending a ton of money on right now.
Well, I know, but the biggest thing is making sure the design stays exactly the same. Where you're going to put the batteries for it and all that. There already are glasses out there, running glasses that have augmented pace and run time, your heart rate, everything, and it projects it into your lens. But the one downfall that I when I was researching them is the battery and everything is on the nose of the glasses, and that's the one complaint is they're not comfortable and they look bulky.
Yeah, and then dude,
it's not there yet. But Zuckerberg's spending a lot of money on that right now. Those are going to be available.
Oh no, I don't doubt that. It's just finding out how to put that technology in the same compact. Because I don't think you can go thicker than what the Meta glasses are now. Like right now, they're like
they're pretty thick.
They're thick, but it's like
bad.
I can pull those off. Like those are fine. But if you go any thicker, you go any thicker, it's gonna be like you're wearing a headset. Like I can notice.
For sure, yeah.
Like with the Meta ones right now, it's kind of harder, not to say hard, but like you really have to stare at someone to realize like, oh, there's cameras on those. Those are Meta glasses. Otherwise, they just look like a wide pair of Ray-Bans. Like they don't, I had to really check myself walking around Disney. Like it's like I'd walk in, like someone's got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to walk into the bathroom. Like, oh shit. Let me take these glasses off, realizing I got two cameras.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Peeping Tom.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's like that was my fear. Like the first time I walked in the bathroom, I realized like, oh damn, I gotta take these off. Like instantly went in my back pocket, and it's just like I am not trying to walk around a bathroom with cameras on my face. That just that's a bad look. That's a bad look. Yeah.
Yeah. People's minds go crazy.
Oh, I mean, if I saw that, if I was in there with my son and I saw some dude with some glasses on, I'd be like, dude, take those off. Like I would have an issue with that. I don't want you taking a camera into where my son's going. Like that's
No, for sure. Yeah. Especially you have your kid in there.
So that'd be the next hurdle when people start actually having those glasses and their prescription glasses. And it's like, I can't, otherwise I'm going to piss all over the floor. So it hurdle for later times, but yeah. All right. Well, I look forward to getting you back in here. This past couple of weeks have been definitely, or the past 2 weeks after the class have been definitely obviously getting us back into the groove of things and just getting caught back up. But I definitely have plans of getting you and Raul back in here and furthering that training. So, because I'm, it's summertime. I need installers. I know there's going to come a point where we're going to back up. So
appreciate it all. Appreciate you guys inviting me on here.
Oh no,
podcast.
I appreciate you taking the leap and just coming to the class. I mean, that was 3 days of your time. I don't take that lighthearted at all. Like, that's where it's like at first it's like I wanted to kind of handpick the class and like offer it. Big reason to offer it is for free, because if it sucked, you can't say nothing. You didn't pay for it. Right. But I wasn't expecting that it was going to be the case. But I knew there was you guys were technically the test subjects where we had the layout of see how it's going to go, because you don't know how it's going to go until you get into it, and where what we put out or what I had to kind of like line out, like timing wise, kind of lined up pretty good. There's a few things I'm going to change, but like I don't know it until we run it. So, I mean, I really do appreciate you taking 3 days of your time is 3 days you could have been doing jobs and making money. So that doesn't go overseeing that. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So,
Sure, man.
For sure.
Where can people find you if they need some installation?
So I'm on the 3M list, Revision Installations, Instagram at revision_installations, and I'm working on my website right now, but it'll be revisioninstallations.com.
Oh yeah. All right. If you're in the Vegas Valley and you have a big project, you need installations, hit up our man. I'll get you taken care of. Until next time, guys.
All right,
Thank you.